Hello friends and welcome to Zonadiscgolf. Here we are in Navarra in northern Spain for the third part of the Spanish Cup of Disc Golf. We have two special guests with us today, Mans and Vilja Hulden. Hey, welcome to Zonadiscgolf.
Thanks.
Hello, thank you.
Okay, Mans, you and Vilja, we have both played this round. What do you think about Land course?
It's a really challenging course, especially physically and just athletically. You're climbing a lot of hills, and there's a lot of opportunities for your disc to roll down the hill. But on the other hand, a lot of the holes are pretty short, so you've got a lot of birdie opportunities as well.
Okay, we're gonna watch the MPO final. Mans was a part of it. Here is hole number one. It's a par 3, 70 meters long. Mans, what do you think about
This is typical. You're trying to mainly avoid rollaways. There's a little soft area very close to the basket where you want to land. If you don't land there, you're very liable to roll away, and birdie dreams are going to be gone.
But this is also the easiest hole on the course.
Yeah. Okay, we have four elite players. Miguel Caparrós, Team CRK, who is also the leader of the championship, who is the first one on the tee. We see a lot of fog. The conditions were quite difficult on the early morning, no?
Yeah, well, you could still make out the pin. The video doesn't really show the whole truth, so we kind of know where the basket is. But what we don't know is we can't see the rollaways, what happens with the disc when it lands. So you'll see some confusion among the players. Sometimes they'll throw a good shot but be disappointed, and the other way around. Here we go.
Yeah, we are throwing into the gray area. Okay.
Into the void.
That looked pretty nice.
Lanneluc, which has come from France to play. He was in the second position after the second round. Also a very powerful player.
Yeah, and I think this is his fifth PDGA tournament this year. He also went to the European Junior Disc Golf Championships in the Czech Republic this year.
And
here he is.
And that, I don't know if you saw that clearly, but he was clearly playing for a skip shot. So he landed 30 meters away from the tee, big skip toward the basket. And he's counting...
Leon Blanco, Team Yoando, from Asturias, second position in the general classification. He's also known as a teacher, as a coach on disc golf here in Spain.
And he's also got a couple of really good rounds under his belt by now, so -5, -4 in the first and second rounds.
Yeah.
The whole card is basically in contention. There are only a few strokes separating us.
He
We're going
doesn't
from
look that happy with this.
-12 is Miguel.
There you are.
Yeah, and I'm at
-7.
-7.
Bilbao Disc Golf Club. From San Sebastian, you were fifth in the first round and fourth in the fourth round, so you are on the lead card.
Yep, improving.
What are you planning?
Well, I'm just trying to play a soft hyzer shot, landing exactly at that landing zone, and I think I succeeded on this one, actually.
Okay.
All right, and we are off to the races.
So there's Nathan. He's a little bit short. He's like outside the circle putting, and he's putting into a void, so he needs to hit metal here.
It's a difficult putt. If it fails, it's gonna roll down easily.
There we go. That's nice.
Yeah.
And that's what you want for a first putt. It builds confidence for the round.
Easy. You're a bit cold. Uphill putt for Miguel.
And that's also really beautiful.
Just nail it. Yeah, it gives you a boost in confidence.
For sure.
Ooh,
This
downhill putt.
Yeah, this is
That's
definitely the scariest putt on the card here. Ooh, rough.
Oh, no, don't do that.
That's it. Well, it's a short roll. Mans, an easy 2. Okay, and...
Yeah, it was a long walk for Leon down to the comeback putt, so I cleaned up in between. Ooh,
Rough.
rough start.
Once. Yeah.
We have 3 birdies and 1 bogey.
Shop online at madisgolf.com. Okay, second hole, par 3, 50 meters, but quite a steep uphill.
Yeah, you have to remember to throw up here. The common mistake is to keep it too low. You really need to go very high. And you also need a lot of power. It's 50 meters, but it's so much uphill that you need to power this one.
but the fairway is quite wide. It's not that easy to go out of bounds, so you can really unleash your power.
No, 2/3 of the field had a par on this one, but only 16% birdie, so it's not an easy hole to birdie.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Okay,
OB
Miguel is the first.
looks close, but it doesn't come into play, like you said.
Yeah. Into the fog and even a bit of direct sunlight, so
That looks like he's
it
got the
was
height.
hard.
And like I said, it's hard to tell for the players how their drives were, but that looked all right, definitely.
Nathan going just to the edge of the tee. The tees, what do you think about this material? Was it okay for slippery or was it grippy?
I like these artificial turf tees. Let's see where Nate landed. That might be a little bit short, but it's an uphill putt, so short is good here. You go long, not so good. Left
Yeah.
is also not preferable.
Yeah. Okay, here you are. Very powerful.
Looks like you remembered to go high.
I think I did.
And Leon on the second round, he made an ace in this hole.
Yes, that was the only ace in the tournament. We actually saw it from the next hole where we were
beautiful.
playing.
There was another ace on the couples tournament also.
Now Leon's landed left.
Now,
Yeah, he doesn't look too happy with that, but it's probably a decent-ish putt from there.
It was a very nice and scenic morning. The fog is going to lift by, I think, hole 5 or thereabouts.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
gorgeous
views from
place.
the top.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous place.
So
Okay, this is
just-
well, it's a long putt.
Just outside the circle for Leon.
A bit scary with the downhill roll possibility.
Makes a very nice comeback from that bogey on hole 1.
Nice job.
That's what he needed. Here you are.
I've got an uphill putt just inside the circle. I'm happy to make that.
Birdie, birdie. And Nathan,
Very similar putt for Nate.
maybe even a bit shorter, maybe.
Maybe even a bit tricky. Ouch.
Oh, gets
Watch
the
out.
cage.
Oh,
Yeah, rim hit.
unexpected. Yeah. And Miguel Caparrós, who was leading the tournament.
Well, still is.
So after this
See?
birdie, Miguel is going to have a 4-stroke lead over Nate.
Over net, yeah. Uncharacteristic mistake there. Third hole, par 3, 70 meters. We got an OB on the left and a hard landing.
Yeah, there's 2 lines of play. There's the sidearm, which goes over the OB to the left of that tree, and then you have the standard hyzer line, trying to land just before the basket, maybe a little bit to the left. You don't want to land right because it usually doesn't skip up left. Also, there's that tree, so if you're flirting with a tree, you might get a roll away. So,
See, a lot of players have found that tree. Here is Miguel. He's ready.
Yeah, and the tree can be really scary because sometimes it drops it right down, but sometimes it just causes a really nasty roll.
no, don't do that.
Ouch,
And
and I
he's
think
found the tree.
he's found the tree.
But it seems not to roll away until the very bottom. Still is a reasonable distance. You're all using, is the pattern as the mid-range? Those are, in general, short holes.
Most of these holes are pretty short, but it
Beautiful.
depends on the wind conditions and so on. And yeah, I happen to hit the left line there where you get a little bit of a straight skip. Let's see, Leon, I think he's got a putter in his hand, so he's going for a straight line as well.
Yeah, trying to avoid the very wide hyzers that can touch this tree.
Yeah, you can also go over the tree, but that's, I think, a riskier line. I don't think Leon's going to do that.
Well, Leon loves those risky, spectacular
Yes, he
lines
does.
also
So there we
sometimes.
go. A little bit of a hyzer. Doesn't
Uh,
quite get the
Bit
skip.
low, but
And
at
that
least a good skip.
that's the problem with being short. Now you're going to have a putt with nothing behind the basket. So
Yeah. Okay, Nathan, that is the last because of this failure in the prior putting.
Here we go. So that's the right-hand side that I was talking about, where you do get a putt, but it doesn't really want to skip up to the basket for some reason.
And here's Miguel. He's rolled down quite a bit, and he's got a bit of a challenging upshot up the hill.
Yeah.
This is really hard because you have to get the height right, and he does. That's perfect.
Spectacular, with the sun on his face.
Yeah, really beautiful. Nice
Yeah,
replay there.
Lovely, what a touch control.
And this is also a hard hole to birdie. Only 15% of the field had a birdie here, but lots of pars.
Yeah. Okay, Nat has some work to do.
Just outside the circle, but uphill.
Nice job.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah, there was quite a big height difference. Yeah.
Yeah, so with Miguel taking a par for sure, that means Nate has climbed up and is moving within 3 strokes.
Yeah.
Here's Leon, birdie putt, and gets the cage, but no roll away.
Yeah, that was again a scary putt with the void behind you, or behind the
3
basket.
birdies in a row. Man, you are hot.
Mans is doing a lot of work to climb up from there.
Yeah. And Leon is having quite a strange start with some fails on the putt.
Yeah, these are reasonably easy holes, so you'd be happy to get 60-70% of them. And
Okay, apart. So yeah, we have seen that statistically the front 9 are easier than the back 9. The uphill is easier than the downhill.
oh yes,
In general. Yeah. Par 4, there's an island to make it a bit harder, but it's easy for you.
yeah, you
top
can't
players.
really see the island here. There's a white rope.
Thin white line, yeah.
It's uphill, and there's really nothing difficult here. Even the basket's very low, so you can run the basket from ways away without any danger.
Yeah.
So here we go. Fog's lifting a little bit. We can see the basket pretty clearly. I don't think you can from video. That is going to be about 9 meters to the right of the basket.
Okay, but it's an uphill putt, which is always easier than the downhill, so it's a good side to go.
Yeah.
Okay, Nathan.
I would imagine
Yeah.
this is one of the easiest holes.
It is.
Where you
It
get
is.
most
Yeah, this
birdies.
is one of the easiest holes on the course. So, as you were saying, not that much of a challenge with the island.
Yeah.
And by now we're kind of seeing the fog starting to lift a little bit. So,
Yeah.
and this was just a gorgeous weekend. We just got so lucky with the weather.
Yeah, it tends to rain a lot in the Basque Country, but we had 2 days of perfect weather. The fog doesn't really bother us, and it's only a couple of holes. And you got some beautiful views if you started in the fog up high on hole 11.
Oh, for sure.
There we go. Miguel, he's going to be left of the pin. And the island here on this hole is actually a hazard. So let's say you go right of the basket a little bit. You can still say par with a good putt.
Yeah, it's a course that punishes a lot the risky lines. If you are an average amateur player and you try to go for the par, it's easier than trying to birdie.
Oh yeah, so the safe play is pretty easy on this course. Here we go. Leon, I think it slipped out of his hand a little bit, but he is inside the island, so no penalty for him. Long putt though.
And he's beginning to really probably want some birdies here. He's got one.
That looks like 25 meters. Maybe.
Yeah, it's a really
It's a
long one.
long putt.
Sube.
Good effort.
Sube.
A bit short, but at least he has a par. Okay, here you have a nice birdie opportunity.
And
Oh,
Not maximizing that one.
no, it would have been nice to get that one, especially with first 3. Miguel's got a similar putt, I believe. Yeah. Would be makeable. Routine. There we go.
Nice job.
So
Yeah.
now he's at minus 15.
-15.
Yeah.
And
So let's see what happens with Nate's
how Nate
here.
responds.
Also a birdie. So So the 3-stroke difference between them is the
-10
same.
for Mans and -9 for Leonis. Okay, so we go to the 5th hole. It's 100 meters, no difference in height, but a heavy slope to the right.
Yeah, another opportunity to really have your disc roll far away from you. And there's a net there, but I think it's actually flattened.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's supposed to catch rollaways, and you can see it in the video, but once we get to the pin, you can see that it's no longer there, which makes for a more exciting hole.
yes, and you definitely also, a lot of people yank it a little bit far, so they put in a little bit more power than they intended, and then you're in the woods, and it's not really puttable from there.
Yeah, we have made an interesting experiment in this hole. We have filmed all the players from 3 points of view, from the top, from the back, and from the left to analyze their swings. Here it is. Nathan,
Nate's
we
going
made it in a
with the low skip line, and I wonder, did that skip quite enough? That was an envy, I believe, and they don't tend to skip that much.
There's Miguel with a higher line.
And he's got good landing,
it's a
but
scary roll.
yeah, then
And
he
it
gets
just
roll-
picks up speed,
you
and
can
there's that
see
net.
The net was supposed to catch that one, but it didn't.
But
Because somebody's flattened it. Maybe it's the chase
where
card.
is the difference?
Maybe
Where
it
is
is.
the difference between a heavy roll away and not rolling away? It's the angle on the hyzer. Where is it the difference?
You don't want to come in with too much angle. I've got too much angle here. It was supposed to be flatter, and so
You get the same
there's that
result.
same roll away and the same net which didn't catch it. The net is actually close enough, so you've got a good chance of getting your birdie from the net, but it's no longer there.
So he has to throw it a bit flatter, no?
Leon going with a straight line, and that looks like he powered it and will be in the woods.
Puta madre.
Yeah.
A bit overpowered.
Yeah, it's actually a harder comeback from there than from where Miguel is here, because Miguel, it's easier to make the disc stop when you're going uphill, but getting out of the woods, you have to avoid all those woods.
Yeah, and you definitely don't want to hit the branches. All right. That seems
Go,
pretty
looks
standard.
perfect.
Nice job.
Nice. There was nothing much more that you could do from this distance. Nice try. Safe.
This is actually one of the 3 holes with the fewest birdies in the whole tournament. So definitely not an easy hole to birdie.
There's Nate. How far did he skip? No, he's not even going for it. There's no commitment.
Why is he patting from his knees to avoid?
Yeah, he wanted to
Roll
keep
away.
the putt super low all the way to avoid the rollaway.
Or really the layup.
Yeah.
Even though he's chasing, so he might be more aggressive there, but it seems to have worked out okay. So he's got his par.
Safety first.
Safety first.
Okay, you can see that there's problems with the bag placement, because the bag is also liable to roll away down the hill with your bottle and your discs and everything being thrown around.
Yeah, I mean, that really demonstrates how steep those hills are. It doesn't always show up on the video that well, but they really are steep.
Okay, Leon is on the par now with three pars in a row. Maybe he will improve now. Okay, we still go uphill. It's hole number 6. This is a typical forehand with a mando on your right.
Yeah, this is a nice little sidearm with a mando tree that the camera just passed. But you also want to come in with a pretty steep angle, so you end up about here at least. Otherwise, you have a really tough putt, and you're liable to go into the woods with your putt and have a hard comeback from there.
Yeah, you really kind of want to scrape that tree and go kind of low, because there are branches in the way if you go high. So nice low with a heavy fade toward the end is what you want. And everybody's going to play sidearm, I think. There's Nate going sidearm. That looks perfect. It's a little bit high, but he didn't catch anything. And yeah, perfect.
Perfectly executed. Yeah, we've seen a lot of backhands and anheisers, maybe on the amateur category where there was some players who didn't have that good forehand and they had to choose the anheiser, but it was not the optimum choose.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
see any really good results from backhand anheisers.
I've seen some
On this
sidearm
one, but-
rollers get there, and that's another play. Robert, who's on the chase card, executed that one perfectly. And Miguel also going same line, sidearm.
Oh,
Oh, and that's going to miss the Mando. So he will be going to the drop zone, which is about 25 meters left of the basket. And it's
Yeah.
not really a makeable par putt from there.
Yeah, and Nate has a pretty good shot at a birdie there from the drive that he had, so there might be some shifts
Speaking
coming
of
up.
Nate, I've got my Nate Sexton Firebird, which has that line with the steep visor.
Yeah, that
in
disc
it.
just comes with that line, so you have like no challenge whatsoever. Just pick your disc, and there you are.
yeah,
I didn't get the skip all the way, but it's 6 meters, so.
yeah. Okay, hit Leon Blanco.
And that,
Good touch.
I think he pulled it a little bit, and he's going to be behind in those bushes, which he's not happy about. And
Too much
sometimes
power.
you can get through from there, but most of the time you just don't have a putt. You're going to be forced to lay up, even though you're close.
There's
and there we
Miguel.
go. No, that was a
Yeah.
good run.
Okay.
Yeah, good effort from the drop zone, but tough. Here's Leon in the woods.
Yeah,
Ooh,
you see.
he found an impossible line.
Yeah, at least he's right under the basket.
Yeah. Here you are. You have
Yeah, that's just a pitch in.
there. Oh, fine. This is a beautiful birdie here.
And Miguel with the combat putt. He should be pretty short, yeah. Oh, no, he still has work to do. I love that skull on the...
That skull, yeah. It's been there for at least a couple of years, so it's part of the course now.
Nobody dares touch it.
No, Miguel,
No, it's
is
bad
a
luck. It's a bogey. guaranteed.
14. And let's see if Nate makes this birdie putt, because that would bring him to within 1 stroke.
And he does. Yeah, so
Nice.
now there's only a 1-stroke difference between Miguel and Nate. And Mons is also climbing, so he's at minus 11.
Yeah.
3 strokes back of the leader.
Hole number 7, we enter the heavy woods. It's a lot of little trees here. Short, but it's difficult to find a line here.
There's a clear line on the right, which you can't see on the video, but it's there's one sort of clear line that you have to hit, and I haven't hit it a single time yet, but it's there. And there's lots of local routes, so you can get to the basket in many different ways, but most of the time if you go left, right, there's no big danger of rollaways though. There's a lot of branches and debris on the ground, so most of the time
Yeah, and the roots.
it's either
these
birdie
are
or
quite
par.
strange, quite unpredictable. Yeah.
That is true, yeah. But for the most part, even if you hit some of the trees, you're going to be fine. It's short enough where you have a good look at the basket still.
That looked like one of the local routes, but he's far enough to where I think he has a good putt.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell from the tee what your
Yeah.
result is.
I'm choosing between a star rat and another star rat. Difficult choice. Now, I actually hit that line. This was the first time ever.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, so you chose the correct star rat of the two, it seems.
Here's Leon trying to gain confidence. He's on the 3 pars in a row, so he needs to make some birdies to not to lose distance on
Yeah.
the front of the.
And he's also taking his time. I think everybody's taking his time on this hole, partly because everybody's exhausted from that huge climb up the hill right before.
Yeah, what you don't see on the video. Oh, that's another hit. But he powered it a little bit. But that was a nice hit on the line.
Those branches help you to stop your rolling discs.
Yeah. No, we're all exhausted. It's a huge walk uphill, and you
Yeah.
just want to take your time and breathe and relax.
That's true. And even on third day, you notice if you are in good shape or not.
Yeah.
If you're tired, you lose concentration, so it's
Yeah.
Yeah, Miguel's struggling a little bit scramble time.
Yeah, I think he's
Bit
got a jump
short.
putt approach here, but needs to navigate the trees, and he does.
fine.
There's Leon. He's sort of a circle's edge putting a little bit uphill, so that makes it easier. But he's on his knee, so he has to have a branch somewhere high. So he wants a low line, and that makes the putt a lot more difficult. Because now it's like putting to an elevated basket.
Yeah, the gap is narrower now. The distance in between the basket and the rim is
Catches some metal, but and not an easy return putt. So I'm struggling a little bit.
He makes that. Good
Yeah,
job.
that's not the return putt you want, but he executes it perfectly.
All right, here's Nate for a birdie.
And yeah, it's about 7 meters. Yep. Good
Makes
work.
that.
So he's now at minus 14.
Yeah,
which-
so that ties him with Miguel for the lead.
You're also 5 birdies on 7 holes. You are also on fire.
Yeah, Mons has been
Still
climbing.
a bit of road to to catch. Yeah.
Yeah, but Nate clearly has the momentum because he's now tied. And here's hole 8, 60 meters uphill. There's OB on the right of the road, and a lot of rollaways end up there. So if you catch a branch, whatever, you're liable to go down there. There's a big, clear fairway, though. So what you want to do is land about 10 meters short of the basket, try to skip up to the basket. Going past the basket is not good because then you're putting downhill and it's scary.
Yeah.
So here's Nate. And I think he played for that early skip. He's done that on several holes.
But it wasn't such a success this time. Here's yours.
And I didn't really get a skip, so I'm short as well.
You're on a good distance. Yeah. Yeah. The skips are quite unpredictable with this ground. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was a good line. And you're putting uphill, so
Yep, that's the line you want. But, and there are lots of little branches there. You catch one of them and things can go real bad. So you want to be accurate and hit the center of the fairway.
yeah, so this is sort of like a more difficult version of the previous hole.
Yeah. There's no one. That's nice. That's the perfect line. And he gets the skip and the hole. So that, yeah,
So he's putting.
that's the perfect execution of this hole.
It seems easy when we see you, the MPO players, but all the average player, the average Joe, struggles to go there to the basket. It's hard for the average player. Yeah.
Yeah, this is one of those where it's uphill and you actually have to throw kind of hard to reach it. And that looks nice, and he gets a rollaways,
A bit far, but
and that's going to be a tricky putt.
Nate for a birdie.
He's running it, and
Ouch.
catches the cage, roll, stop.
Oh no.
Oh,
It seems like everyone gets
Did
its
stop,
share
yeah.
of bad luck.
Yeah.
that looked like it was heading for OB at 1,000 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Even longer return, and he's not running this one, so he'll take the birdie. Oh, sorry,
The bogey.
take the bogey. And
Here's Miguel. Let's see if he can turn things back around. Oh,
his medal.
just misses it.
Okay, fine. Your putting game is being fantastic, man.
Yeah, the putt's really important on this course, and I was struggling with it a little bit earlier, and it cost me a lot of strokes. Really, the putting game is the most important on this particular course.
Yeah. Okay, final hole on the front 9, part 3, 60 meters, and it's a new one.
Yeah, it's sort of, there's an sidearm S line. You don't have to throw this very hard. And the common mistake is to go past the basket because it actually plays a lot shorter than it looks. But yeah, sidearm S line. There's a backhand line, not my favorite. That I went a little bit too much right. I got the S and skip and roll just outside the circle. And I thought I was parked, so it's kind of deceiving from the pin. And here's Leon. Looks like he is going Sidearm with something floaty. Low.
It
It's a
actually
nice
ends
skip
up.
and a roll, yes. And I don't think he knows that. He's disappointed, but he'll be looking at a nice surprise when he gets to the basket because you can't
He
see
needs
the
to
result.
get a bit of confidence
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
And Miguel's choosing the backhand line.
Which is kind of dangerous because there is OB on the left. So left of the road is OB.
Yeah, and there's a natural fade toward OB if you hit a branch or something. He's going Anheuser backhand. That's new. I haven't seen that. And he's safe. So Nate also lining up a sidearm.
Nate's got another opportunity here to. So now he's one back of Miguel after the previous hole, and so he's got another opportunity here. If he makes a birdie, Miguel probably won't, since he's short.
Yeah, that looked like a 15-meter putt, so he can tie it up right now, and that's an opportunity. He gets a little bit of an anti-skip, so he's going to have a long putt as well. And he's out first. So let's see if he can convert uphill, so you can run it with confidence. And he just misses.
Yeah, a little bit fast.
Okay, he's gonna get the paw. Let's see if Miguel can make it something special here.
¿Está bien?
He's asking if he's okay on the position.
Yeah, that
Quite a similar putt.
Yeah, this is an important putt. He could extend his lead for same result as Nate, a little bit past.
Yeah.
just circles edge putt.
Oh, nice. Nice job. So now we have...
-7.
Yeah, so we'll
on
get...
this round.
We'll get Mons and Nate tied for second at the moment, and Miguel with a one-stroke lead. There, Nate makes that as expected.
Yeah.
And Leon with a birdie.
Okay, so everything is quite tight for the downhill. We still have emotion from the. For the
Oh
back
wait,
nine.
that was wrong.
Here we are making a live interview. We are asking Miguel Caparrós about his doubting some drives on the 4, 5, 6 that have been a bit erratic. How does he make the mental game now? He says that we are almost making it too easy for Nat. There's still 9 holes. We try to not to get into panic, play our game, and we have got a risk, so we will risk. But maybe they can also have rollaways, but both Mans and Nat they're all on fire. And well, here you are. I'm asking you about your putting game.
Yeah, obviously after 7 down after 9 holes, front 9, that was pretty much perfect. I had 1 roll away and 1 bad putt, so I was happy at that moment. And not much to say about that.
And I actually misspoke there. So after the front 9, it's Mons and Miguel tied for the lead, and Nate one back of them.
Yeah, and this, Leon is still in play actually, because he's 11 under. So
sure.
we got Miguel and Mons -14, Nate -13, and Leon -11. So it's totally open territory. I took a look at the chase card at this point, and it looks like nobody is beyond -7. So the lead card feels kind of safe at this point, and it's a 4-way ball game.
Yeah, everybody's playing pretty
you
well.
You love to see the results on the middle of the game, or this makes you more nervous?
Yeah, and rollaways can happen at any time here, so you never know. You really need to get to 17 and 18 before this is decided. And here's a collection of our finest rollaways of the day.
Apparently, yeah.
That was a terrible one.
Okay, so here we are with front 9. Thank you very much, Mans and Vilja, Hulden, for your support and for your commentaries, and we will see you in a brief in the back 9.
Likewise, thank you, and thank you for doing this. This is awesome footage, and
Yes.
we'll certainly grow disc golf in Spain.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's a great place to come to visit, to have holidays, and of course to play disc golf.